I mean, we've talked about Chattanooga CEP a lot, Matty, you know, on the webcast. And, you know, we always believe that they have some strengths that they should be able to go to. You know, when we first saw them come into the league, you know, they would always shoot people on the break, you know, which is huge because anybody that plays, you know, competition paintball realizes that a game can be won or lost on the break. So, you know, we used to see them do that a lot, and, you know, that's how they would be in games, because I felt like last year they were in a lot of games, but this year, you know, they've just been bombarded with penalties over and over and over again. And
in the beginning of the year, at least.
In the beginning
they fought
of the year,
against that a little bit since then.
A little bit. The last couple of events have been better, but I mean, really just, I mean, getting into spots, being aggressive has never been something that hasn't been there for them, you know? Like they were always pretty good at shooting on the break, and they were fearless, you know, and that's what you want out of a new team. And they were always able to get up, be aggressive, and get into spots. Their weaknesses were once they got into those spots, they really weren't be able to do anything about it. You know, they get into those spots, get shot out, lose silly gun battles, not communicate, not work as a team. And those are really the things on the pro level that are just going to cost you every single time. Yeah,
you know, Brandon, you've played against CEP this year. What are
yeah,
your thoughts
you know,
on the team?
Unfortunately, CEP, they're a young, talented team, and they're, you know, they have the potential, but they're running in quicksand at this point. You know, it's the last tournament of the year. They've had games, they've lost games, they got penalties, whatever. It's just to the point now. It's like, how many times can you go home, you know, knocked out on Saturday, and then you say, you know, what else can we do? You know, how many times can we practice this, not cheat, not do that? You know, unfortunately for them right now, I don't see them, you know, doing that well at World Cup. They're just too inexperienced, and, you know, I have faith in them, but just not this year. Maybe they need a player to come in there, like an experienced player, to really take over and, you know, grab them by the shoulders and be like, all right, let's do this, let's do that. But for right now, quicksand.
And what do you think about Damage?
Well, Damage is one of those teams that, I mean, you can never count them out. You know, they have been just trashing people in the prelims. And on Sunday, I mean, they struggled the last event when they had really high hopes. But, I mean, they're still the same old Damage. I mean, I wouldn't say, you know, just because they have one bad event or two, you know, not so awesome events. I mean, they had a first, seventh, third, and a third. Yeah. But, I mean,
I was just going to say, and sorry to interrupt, but a bad event for them is a third place at MAO.
No, you're exactly right. You know, and so.
Or a seventh at Phoenix.
Yes, that's bad, but.
Yeah, that's a whole different story. You know, the way that those events kind of fold into each other, and winning, I think, played a role in that. But, I mean, third place is definitely, you know, it's not first for them, and if it's not first for them, then it doesn't really matter. So
yeah, that team was built to win tournaments.
Absolutely.
The Ultimate Paintball Competition and Trade Show is almost upon us, so get ready for the biggest, best, and most exciting tournament of the paintball season, the 2012 PSP World Cup at the Fantasia Flight outside Orlando, Florida, October 24th through the 28th. Over 300 teams from the far reaches of the globe will be competing in 12 different levels of competition, from Pro to Division 5, all fighting for the coveted World Cup title. Teams have had all year long to get ready for the pinnacle of paintball, and the action will be fast and fierce. The industry's best and the brightest companies will also be there, displaying all the fresh 2013 gear and products at the one and only World Cup Trade Show. Interactive booths, pro signings, and new products will be everywhere. With the new PSP Affiliates Initiative, all the teams who have grinded their way up the world rankings will be able to face each other in the flesh to decide who will reign at the top for 2012. After an 8-year hiatus, the PSP is bringing back the legendary 10-man division. The best pump players will also be able to display their skills in the highly competitive pump division. And Woodsball makes its comeback as well, as the Ultimate Woodsball League will be bringing its unique format to the World Cup for the first time. All the World Cup action will be broadcast live and free on PaintballAccess.com. A paintball player's life is not complete without a trip to the World Cup, as it has literally everything that you could hope for at a paintball tournament. So sign your team up now and get into the fight. It's an unforgettable experience you do not want to miss.